What's up guys, it's Andrew at Night, and today I've got a review for you of the CaseMate POP for the Galaxy S3. Now, this is one of my favourite cases for the S2 because it gave you the amount of protection that you could pretty much get from things like an OtterBox, apart from maybe something on the front. So you get a really nice hybrid style case which gives you a good amount of protection, and you have that extra functionality of a kickstand, which I think is really good. I think if you're going to have a chunkier case, you may as well get your money's worth. You may as well sort of warrant carrying a bigger case, and I think either having a kickstand or something like a wallet functionality really does make sense with the bigger case. I've been using this on and off for about a month, and as you can see it's a little bit scratched up. This back plastic's really shiny, and it feels really nice in the hand, but it does mess up a little bit, but I'm actually fine with that. I really don't mind as long as it's not the phone getting scratched, and I have put this through quite a lot of grief. It's been on holiday with me a couple of times, so it's been in my pocket with keys and things like that, but yeah, so it does scratch up a little bit, but it's nothing too drastic. It's not going to sort of rip through into this silicone layer. The sides feel really nice. They're a sort of non-sticky silicone, which I like. I can't stand the really gummy silicone that gets lint stuck to it and sticks in your pocket, but it adds a really nice bit of grip in your hand, and it really reassures you having all this design inside here. You can feel it's all cut out, and I imagine it doesn't do much, but it feels really reassuring. It sort of feels like you've got quite a lot of shock protection, and it's a pretty chunky case. When I've got this on, I feel pretty secure that I'm not going to break my device if I drop it. So I'm just going to put it in, and it's a matter of putting the top or the bottom in first, and snapping it down. As you can see, once on the phone, I think it looks really cool. There's some really nice colour combinations. I believe this is the Aqua, or something along those lines. So yeah, just run you round. You've got the volume rocker. It works really well, and it's just protruded enough that you can feel it in the pocket without having to look. Same goes for here. This is protruded quite nicely, and it's completely covered, and it's really easy to access. On the bottom, you've got your microphone open, and you've got your USB port open. I can still use those side-loading jacks, which you get with the Sony Ericsson phones. So that's, or Sony in fact now I think it's only called, but that's nice. So I think most chargers should still fit in there, even though you have got an ample bit of protection. On the top, headphone jack. I've had a little bit of trouble with side-loading headphones because it is a little bit deep, but the majority of just vertical loading jacks should work fine. And again, you've also got the microphone completely open. On the front, you've got this really nice bit of lay on the table design, so you can really drop this. I feel really secure dropping on that because you have got that nice little chunky bit of silicone. One issue with the old POP case for the Galaxy S2 was that the silicone sort of perished at the front when you used it a lot. If you rubbed it on your pocket, things like that, it didn't sort of tear, but little bits came off. And there's a little bit of that with this case, but nowhere near as bad. I mean, I've really put it through its paces, and you can see on the top corner, I can get it to focus. There's a slight sort of, you can see there, it's just rubbed a little bit, and it doesn't discolour or anything. You can only really feel it with your finger and look if you're looking for it. But that's something to bear in mind. It will wear a little bit if you use it a lot. The other thing is it has actually cracked here, which I think is, as you take the case off, I put my fingers here, pulled it off like that, and I think it's just too much pressure on this hard plastic, so you can see it's snapped. But that doesn't actually worry me as much as I thought it would, because the silicone underneath is still intact, and you can see it's snapped there on the other side of the thing, which aesthetically may irritate you, and it's kind of annoying as it's not a cheap case. I think it's about 30 quid, but it still does work, and I'm still really fine with putting my phone in and knowing I've still got that amount of protection. It doesn't actually reduce the amount of protection you get because of the silicone holding it all together, but that is something to bear in mind. If you're the sort of person who that would annoy, you probably want to bear that in mind. Camera is completely open. It's fine to use flash and everything, and you don't get obscured. And then the other thing is obviously the kickstand on this, which it's not quite as solid as the one on the S2, but it's solid enough, I think, just to work. And I've used this quite a lot just to watch movies, and I've even used it to type and stuff, and it's just about enough. You can feel if you push up here, just because the phone is quite big, it does start to go, but it's enough. Using it in this orientation is a little bit dodgy. You can get it to stay, but I don't think it's going to work on carpet. But yeah, mainly this horizontal orientation works really nicely for watching films and things. You do probably want to be a little bit more careful than you had to be with the one on the S2, just because the phone's a little bit bigger and heavier. But it works fine for what you need it for, and it doesn't come undone in the pocket. And I really like how you've got this accenting around here. It just looks a little bit more official. So yeah, guys, that's the CaseMate POP for the Galaxy S3. If you've got any questions, please comment. Please subscribe if you haven't seen me before. I'll have loads more case reviews, app reviews, etc. up. I haven't reviewed cases for a while, guys, so if there's anything else you want me to touch on, I'm a little bit rusty, so just hit me up in the comments, and I'll try and answer those questions either in another video or straight to you in the comments. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Ta-ra!